Hello and welcome to Daily News Simplified, an answer to what, why and how of newspaper reading. Today we will discuss the articles displayed on the screen from the Delhi edition of The Hindu newspaper dated 21st April 2019. So let us start our discussion. This article on page number 14 talks about the Election Commission's ability to conduct a free and fair election and its power. And this is in news because recently, the Election Commission of India had admitted in front of Supreme Court that it was toothless and did not have the power to disqualify a candidate and the political party who are involved in election malpractices, and did not have enough powers to deal with the inflammatory or divisive speeches in the election campaign. However, after this admission in the Supreme Court, the Election Commission banned various leaders who are involved in inflammatory speeches. So this will form a part of the General Studies paper 2 under the topic Indian Polity and Constitution. Now, Model Code of Conduct has already been discussed in the DNS of 31st January 2019 by Navid sir. So you can go through the Model Code of Conduct and its aspects from this video. However, in this article, we will try to understand the powers which are given to the Election Commission of India by the Constitution and various laws in conducting free and fair election. So let us understand the powers of the Election Commission of India as has been explained in this article. So firstly, the article raises the question that from where does the Election Commission of India derive its powers and what is the extent of these powers? So firstly, this says that the Election Commission of India is a creation of Constitution, which means that it is a constitutional body. And the Article 324 of the Indian Constitution says that the superintendence, direction and control of all elections to the Parliament, the state legislatures and the offices of President and Vice President shall be vested in the Election Commission of India. So the Article 324 provides Election Commission with powers of superintendence, direction and control of all the elections to the Parliament, state legislature and President as well as Vice President. And this is the article from which the Election Commission of India draws its power in regulating and conducting a free and fair election in India. Now this Article 324 and the power of Election Commission has been interpreted by various courts or various judgments. And this power under the Article 324 in conducting the elections in a free and fair manner has been seen as an unlimited and unconditional power in the matter of holding the elections. So this article 324 provides the Election Commission the powers to take any action it deems fit to ensure that the elections and the election process are conducted in a free and fair manner. And regarding the independence of Election Commission, the Constitution says that the Chief Election Commissioner cannot be removed from the office except in the manner provided for the removal of a Supreme Court judge, which means that the Election Commissioners can only be removed in the manner of removal of a Supreme Court judge and cannot be removed in any other manner. Further, the conditions of service cannot be varied to the incumbent's disadvantage after the appointment, which means that once the Election Commissioner has been appointed, his conditions of service, for example, his pay and perks, cannot be reduced. So these clauses provide for the independence of the Election Commission. So these are the articles and clauses of the Constitution which provide the powers to Election Commission of India in conducting free and fair elections. Now all these aspects have been provided in today's PDF, so you can get your notes from the PDF. Now another issue related to the Election Commission and its powers are related to the members of the Election Commission. And in this regard, previously the Election Commission of India was a single member body. However, it has been a multi-member body since 1990s. Now since independence, the Election Commission of India was only a single member body, and there was only one Chief Election Commissioner. However, on October 16, 1989, two more election commissioners were appointed to expand the panel's composition. However, the tenure of these two election commissioners ended in 1990, and for another 3 years it remained a single member body. However, in the year 1993 again, two more election commissioners were appointed. And since then, the Election Commission has been a 3-member body, which has a Chief Election Commissioner and 2 election commissioners. And the decision by the Election Commission of India is taken by the majority of these 3, that is the Chief Election Commissioner and the 2 election commissioners. Now how the Chief Election Commissioner can be removed and the election commissioners can be removed. So regarding this, you should note that the Chief Election Commission can only be removed in the manner set out for a Supreme Court judge. However, the two other election commissioners can be removed on the recommendation of the Chief Election Commissioner. And in 1995, the Supreme Court held that the election commissioners are on a par with the Chief Election Commissioner, and the latter is not a superior in the standing with the other commissioners. So the Supreme Court has interpreted that the election commissioners as well as the Chief Election Commissioners have the same power, and the Chief Election Commissioner is not superior in any terms as compared to the other two election commissioners. However, as we have learned that the two election commissioners can be removed on the recommendations of the Chief Election Commissioners. So this means that the independence of the two election commissioners is low as compared to the independence of Chief Election Commissioner in practice. However, the Election Commission has been demanding that the protection and safeguards given to the Chief Election Commissioner under the Constitution should also be extended to the other two election commissioners. So the Election Commission also wants that the two election commissioners which are appointed should also have similar powers as compared to the Chief Election Commissioner, and they should also be removed in the manner which has been set out for the removal of Supreme Court judges. And that will ensure the independence of the office of the election commissioners as well as the Chief Election Commissioner. Now after this, let us understand what are the powers of Election Commission regarding the control over the civil servants during an election. So the next question is, what kind of control does the Election Commission of India have over the civil servants during an election? Now as we know that the Article 324 provides the Election Commissions the power of superintendence, direction and control over the elections to Parliament, etc. So it is according to this power that the Election Commission of India exercises direction and control over the civil servants deployed for election related work. And all those bureaucrats or civil servants which are engaged in administrative aspects of elections, for example, law and order duties, polling officers, etc., all fall under the Election Commission's jurisdiction. And it is through the powers that are given to the Election Commission of India due to the Article 324, it monitors the manner in which the civil servants perform their election-related duties. And this is done in order to ensure the neutrality of the bureaucracy in the times of election. And the reasons cited by the Election Commission of India are to prevent the civil servants from aiding any political party and to ensure a level playing field for all the contestants. So by having the power of monitoring and controlling the bureaucracy or the civil servants during the elections, it tries to conduct the elections in a free and fair manner. And due to these powers from the Article 324, the Election Commission many a times transfers and suspends the officials who are found to be involved with the political parties. However, during the normal times, that is, the times other than the elections, the disciplinary control over the civil servants is given to the Government of India for the central government employees and to the state governments over the state government employees. So it is only during the election times that the Election Commission of India has the power of taking disciplinary action against the civil servants who are known to be aiding any political party. And these powers have been provided so that the election in India can be conducted in a free and fair manner. Now, what are the actions that the Election Commission of India can take against candidates and the political parties? So the conduct of the political parties and the candidates during the election is governed by the Model Code of Conduct. And the Election Commission of India monitors the adherence of the political parties and the candidates to this Model Code of Conduct. However, this Model Code of Conduct has its own limitations. This is because it does not have statutory backing and it is only based on consensus among the political parties, which spells out do's and don'ts for the elections. However, due to the lack of statutory backing, the Election Commission of India does not have much power regarding the conduct of candidates and political parties during an election. So for example, if a political party or a candidate violates the Model Code of Conduct, no penalty has been provided because there is no law which enforces the Model Code of Conduct. So in such cases, the Election Commission of India uses various provisions of the CRPC or other criminal laws to handle those situations. So in this regard, it has been highlighted that if the violations are also offences under the election law and the criminal law of the land, the Election Commission has the power to recommend the registration of cases against the offenders. So this shows that the Election Commission can recommend the registration of cases under various election laws or the criminal laws. However, there is no law which enforces the Model Code of Conduct and the do's and don'ts that have been provided within this Model Code of Conduct. And this is a limitation on the powers of Election Commission of India. So for example, if a candidate tries to provoke violence by his speeches, he can be booked under a criminal law. However, in cases of violations like if a candidates keep on canvassing for votes before 48 hours from the polling, secondly, while making announcements or official announcements while the Model Code of Conduct is in force, and also making the appeal to the voters on sectarian grounds, the Election Commission has limited powers. And this is because no penalty has been provided under the Model Code of Conduct. However, during such cases, the Election Commission of India bars the candidates or stops these candidates from campaigning for a specified period, as has been done in the recent cases where the CM of UP and other leaders were barred from campaigning for 48 hours to 72 hours. So if the MCC had the statutory backing and there was a law which provided for penalty of violation of this code of conduct, the Election Commission would have had more powers in controlling such instances of violation of Model Code of Conduct. However, presently in case of violations of the Model Code of Conduct, the Election Commission of India either advises or stops the candidates from campaigning for few days or hours. Further, the Election Commission of India also asks individuals to leave a constituency or stops the entry of these candidates into certain areas. However, these powers are considered inherent because of the sweeping and plenary nature of Election Commission's responsibility under the Constitution to ensure free and fair elections. So the Election Commission of India draws the powers of censuring the candidates and advising them from the Article 324, which provides it powers for superintendence, direction and control of the elections for conducting and ensuring that there are free and fair elections in India. Further, it has the powers of postponing elections to any constituency, cancelling any election which has already been notified, and even to annul or abrogate any election which has already been held. And recently, the election in the Vellore constituency of the Lok Sabha has been cancelled because of instances of bribery to the voters. Also, in the March 2012, the Election Commission had cancelled the Rajya Sabha election in the state of Jharkhand. And that was also because of the bribing of voters. So the Election Commission of India draws its powers from Article 324. However, because the Model Code of Conduct does not have a statutory backing, there are no specific laws or specific penalties for the violation of Model Code of Conduct. Now, although the Election Commission has various powers which are drawn from the Article 324, it does not have the power to disqualify candidates who commit electoral malpractices. And the best Election Commission can do is the registration of a criminal case against the candidates. Also, the Election Commission does not have the power of deregistering any political party. Further, there are some cases in which the Election Commission has the power of disqualifying the candidates. For example, the Election Commission can disqualify a candidate who holds the office of profit under the government, or has been declared as an insolvent, or a person who has been elected and has acquired the citizenship of a foreign state. So in all these instances, the Election Commission of India can disqualify a candidate. So in all these cases of disqualification, the President of India or the Governor refer these cases to Election Commission. And the decision of the Election Commission of India is binding on the President and the Governor. Which means that once the Election Commission decides that the person can be disqualified because he holds an office of profit or he has acquired the citizenship of a foreign state, that decision is binding on the President and the Governor. So although the Election Commission of India has powers of disqualifying the candidates in certain cases, it does not have the power of disqualifying the candidates who commit electoral malpractices. And also the Election Commission does not have the power of deregistering any political party. So all these articles and the questions that we have discussed here highlight the powers of the Election Commission as well as the limitations on the power of election commissions. And with this, let's move to the next article. This article on page number 9 reads that over 1 lakh olive Ridley turtles have entered sea in Odisha. So this will form a part of the preliminary examination syllabus under the topic biodiversity. So let us try to understand some facts related to the olive ridley turtles, which can be important for us from the preliminary examination point of view. Now, regarding the olive ridley turtle, you should note that these are migratory turtle species and they come to India for nesting during the winter season. Now, they are famous for their synchronized nesting in mass numbers, and this type of nesting is known as aribadas. Further, the habitat of these olive ridley turtles become important for us from the preliminary examination point of view. So these olive ridley turtles are primarily found in the warm and tropical waters of all the important oceans, that is the Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean. Further, the nesting sites of olive ridley turtle that are found in India are important for us from the preliminary examination point of view. So here you should note that the Hope Island of Kuringa Wildlife Sanctuary, which is located in the Andhra Pradesh, is one of the important sites for nesting of olive ridley turtles. And also, as we have seen in this article, the Thottapalli estuary in Kerala is also another important site for the nesting of olive ridley turtle. They are also found in Gahirmatha beach in the Odisha, Astaranga coast in Odisha, beach of Rushikulya river which is also in Odisha and in the Devi river mouth in Odisha. So primarily they are found in three states, that is Andhra Pradesh, Odisha and Kerala. Further, the protection status of this animal becomes important for us from the preliminary examination point of view. So under the IUCN's red list, it is listed as a vulnerable species. In India's Wildlife Protection Act 1972, they are listed in the Schedule 1, and which means that it has the highest protection and highest penalties are awarded for the killing of this olive ridley turtle. Further, in the sites, they are listed in the Appendix 1, and you should note that those species which are listed in Appendix 1 are the most endangered among the sites listed animals. Now, all these facts that we have discussed are important for us from the preliminary examination point of view and can be asked in the exam. And with this, let us move on to the next article. Now, this article on page number 15 talks about a frog which has invasive behavior, which means that it is dangerous to the other species or biodiversity of that area. So this shall form a part of the preliminary examination syllabus under the topic issues related to biodiversity. And you might be knowing that in the year 2018, there was a question related to another invasive plant species which was known as Prosopis juliflora. So similarly, the Indian bullfrogs, which are invasive species in Andamans, can also be an important aspect for us from the preliminary examination point of view. So let us understand some key facts related to this Indian bullfrog. So the Indian bullfrogs, which were introduced in the islands of Andaman, are invasive in nature and they eat native wildlife including the fishes and the lizards. And their invasive behavior was also revealed in a recent experiment. And it highlighted that these frogs take to invasive behaviors early in their lives, and even in the developmental stages, these bullfrog tadpoles eat other native frog tadpoles. Regarding the location where they are found, it is native to the Indian subcontinent and it has invaded Andaman after it was introduced in the early 2000s to this island. And this species of frog is found throughout most of the wetland areas of Bangladesh, Pakistan and Nepal, etc. and also Myanmar. So it is primarily native to Indian subcontinent. So the scientific name is Hoplobatrachus tigrinus. So these are a few important facts, and the main thing that is to be kept in mind is that the Indian bullfrog is an invasive species and is dangerous to the native wildlife, example the fishes and the lizards in the island of Andaman and Nicobar. With this, let's move to the next article. Now, this study by Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi has found that the indoor emissions are affecting air quality standards in India. And the indoor air pollution accounted for about 40% of the PM 2.5 pollution in the Gangetic Basin. So this will form a part of the preliminary examination syllabus under the topic environment and ecology and the issues related to pollution. So let us understand what has been highlighted by this study, and we will also understand some key facts related to the national ambient air quality standards. So the study has simply highlighted that the use of firewood, kerosene and coal in the households contributed to about 40% of the PM 2.5 pollution in the Gangetic Basin's districts. Which means that out of the total pollution in the Ganga plains or the northern plains in India, 40% of this PM 2.5 pollution is contributed by households. And this is because of the use of firewood, kerosene and coal as fuel in the households. Further, this study highlighted that by eliminating household emissions, the average outdoor air pollution levels could also be reduced and brought within the national ambient air quality standards limits. So by eliminating the household pollutions, the air pollution levels in the outdoors can also be reduced. So this is a key takeaway from the study which is conducted by IIT Delhi. So now let us understand what is meant by national ambient air quality standards and what are the pollutants which are being monitored. Now regarding the national ambient air quality standards, you should note that these are standards for ambient air quality which have been set by the Central Pollution Control Board. And the ambient air quality means the quality of air which surrounds us in the outdoors. And we know that the Central Pollution Control Board has been conferred this power by the Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1981. Further, these NAAQS standards include 12 pollutants, and these include the sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, PM10, PM2.5, ozone, lead, carbon monoxide, ammonia, benzene. Then it includes benzopyrene particulate phase only, arsenic and nickel. Further, an index has also been created which is known as National Air Quality Index, and it was launched in October 2014. And this aimed at disseminating information on the air quality in an easy format to general public. And the measurement of air quality is based on 8 pollutants, and these include the PM10, PM2.5, nitrogen oxide, sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, ozone, ammonia and lead. So here it is important to learn that the National Air Quality Index monitors only 8 pollutants. On the other hand, the National Ambient Air Quality Standards provides for standards related to 12 major pollutants. So the names of these 12 pollutants are important for us from the exam point of view. And previously you should note that a question was asked in the year 2016 related to National Air Quality Index. And one important observation is that the carbon dioxide, which is generally assumed to be a pollutant, is actually not a pollutant. And that is why it is not included either in the National Air Quality Index or the National Ambient Air Quality Standards. So although the carbon dioxide is not a pollutant, however, it is a greenhouse gas. So this fact should also be kept in mind. With this, let's move to the next article. Now this picture on page number 18 throws light on a procession which is taken out on the occasion of Gohain Uliuwa mela at the Mayong village in Morrigaon district of Assam. And this procession is taken out by the Karbi people of Assam. And the celebration of this festival throws light on the customs of the Mayong village, which was once considered to be the capital of black magic in India. So it is important to note that the name of the festival is Gohain Uliuwa Mela. It is celebrated at Mayong village in the Morrigaon district of Assam, and it is celebrated by Karbi people. And regarding Karbis, you should note that these are termed as Mikir in the constitutional order of Government of India. And you should note that Mikir is also the name of one of the hills in the Assam in northeast India. So these Karbis, which are named as Mikir in the constitutional order of the Government of India, are one of the major ethnic tribes in northeastern India, and they are found in the hilly areas of Assam. So these two information can become important for us from exam point of view. So after today's discussion, let us take up these practice questions. The answer for these questions will be displayed after 5 seconds. The first question reads, consider the following statements. The first statement reads, Election Commission has been a 3-member body since independence. This statement is incorrect because this has been a 3-member body since 1993 only, and also it was a 3-member body between 1989 to 1990. The second statement reads, Election Commission is a quasi-judicial body, which is a correct statement because It advises the President on the matters relating to disqualification of the members of Parliament, which is a quasi-judicial role for the Election Commission of India. So the correct answer is B, that is 2 only. The next question reads, consider the following statements. The first statement reads, election commissioners hold the office for 6 years subject to the pleasure of the President. This statement is incorrect because the Chief Election Commissioner as well as the election commissioners do not hold the office under the pleasure of President. This is because the Chief Election Commissioner can only be removed in the manner which has been prescribed for the removal of Judge of a Supreme Court. However, the election commissioners can only be removed based on the recommendations of the Chief Election Commissioner. So this statement is incorrect. The second statement reads, the election commissioners are debarred from further appointment under the Government of India after retirement. So this statement is also incorrect because there is no such provisions regarding the election commissioners and their appointment under the government after the retirement. So the correct answer is D, that is neither the statement 1 nor the statement 2 are correct. Further, let us take up these two questions and the answer for these will be displayed after 5 seconds. First question reads, Indian bullfrog was recently in news because of which of the following reasons? So the first statement reads, it has been named after a tribe, which is wrong because a frog has been recently discovered in Western Ghats and has been named after the Kuruchia tribes, and this is not the Indian bullfrog. The second statement reads, it was recently discovered and is endemic to Western Ghats, which is also incorrect. The third statement is correct that it is an invasive species. The fourth question reads, which of the following pollutants are covered under both the National Ambient Air Quality Standards and the Air Quality Index? And the options given are benzene, ammonia, ozone, lead and arsenic. So it should be noted that the benzene and arsenic are not covered under the Air Quality Index. However, ammonia, ozone and lead are covered in both the National Air Quality Index as well as the National Ambient Air Quality Standards. So the correct answer here is 2, 3 and 4, which is B. With this, we have come to the end of today's discussion. Now let us move on to the question for the day.